Hello and welcome back to this Library of Ruina series. In this video, we'll be taking on the next phase of the Keter Realization, Marionette. This phase is extremely simple with this strategy, so let's get started. For this fight, I brought Purple Tier Slash Stance with 3 Eliminate, 3 Blind Faith, and 3 Exposed Weakness with Myongist and Dark Cloudblade. The other librarians don't matter too much as long as they're reasonably tanky, but higher speed value averages are better. Their decks will consist of 3 Ominous Power, 3 Evade, and 3 Smoking Pipe. Ideally, your non-slash purple tier decks will also be that, but if you don't have enough copies or patience, then it's fine to run default decks. The idea is to minimize the amount of offensive dice you have. I don't really have any passives on them because I was too lazy to add stuff, but good things to add are Finishing Touch, the Messenger, or Puppet Strings due to their ability to support other allies. Angela will get access to 2 new Ego pages. The Hope to be a Better Person mirrors Red Eyes, being a 4-cost melee page rolling 9 to 25, 5 to 8 blunt, with the first blunt inflicting 3 bind, feeble, and disarm next scene. The Fearlessness to Keep on Living mirrors Da Capo, being a 6-cost mass individual rolling 4 to 8, 4 to 9, 5 to 9 blunt, with the first blunt making the target lose 2 light next scene on hit, the second making the target speed 1 next scene, and the third inflicting 1 feeble and disarm this scene. You don't need to use these pages at any specific point, but it'll be good to use them while you can as this fight is extremely simple. Marionette has 400 HP, 400 stagger, is slash stagger, pure stagger, and blunt and effective, and has 2 passives. Mirroring is shimmering, but also makes her copy Angela's deck. Liar makes it so that every 3 scenes, Marionette inflicts 10 self-binds and uses 1 to 2 pages that have incorrect information. This will be fairly easy to spot as it'll usually just make one of the pages the wrong dice types, which sticks out like a sore thumb. When you find the pages with lies, you'll clash into it using a special page, Lying is Bad, to counter it. Now we can move on to the Pinocchios. They all have 180 HP, 100 stagger, are pure stagger and blunt damage endured, blunt stagger ineffective, and have a unique passive. They all copy one of your assistant librarian's decks, with the top left one giving all allies either 2 strength or endurance at the start of each scene, the top right one making allies copy the stats effects from the librarian they copy, the bottom left one shuffling all librarians' hands into their decks and drawing 3 pages at the start of each scene, and the bottom right one randomizing the cost of all combat pages with original cost 3 or less. As stated, they'll be copying the deck of each assistant librarian, but they'll have an extra page, Learn, which rolls 16 to 16 Pierce and on start of the clash replaces its dice with the dice of the page clashing into it. When a Pinocchio casts this, use one of your non-purple tier assistants to clash into it, making it harmless. If you can't, it's honestly fine because the single 16 to 16 doesn't matter too much. The only complication is if the Pinocchio copying your purple tier copies the slash deck, which will happen about a quarter of the time, but if that happens, I just restart because it doesn't cost you anything. You're going to be sending all of your attacks at Marionette, and if you have Finishing Touch on one of your assistant librarians, then send the page into her as well to trigger it. Use your Ego pages as soon as you can because you can fairly consistently kill Marionette on scene 3 or 4 without any trouble at all. If you want to play the standard way, then I'd put your purple tier onto your first assistant librarian slot and have all your librarians have mono 3-cost decks. Since the Pinocchio that copies your first librarian's deck is the one that randomizes page costs, it's very likely that it'll have a harmless purple tier deck, letting you ignore it and enjoy the free randomization for the entire fight. You'll want to kill the buffing Pinocchio first, then the status copying one, then the page shuffling one. As long as you don't fall asleep at the wheel, you should be able to win fairly easily. In the next video, we'll be taking on the 4th phase of the Keter Realization, Frost Splinter. I'll see you soon, and as always, thank you for watching.